Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our online service. My name is Dave. I'm one of the pastors here, and I trust you've had a wonderful Christmas season. You know, this is our last service of 2024, and what a year it has been. It's been our 50th anniversary as a church, and we've had so many wonderful things to be thankful for as a church this year. And one of the things that we're thankful for is the people of 1974 that took a risk and that built this church. 3 churches coming together, and we fondly remember them as the spirit of 74. And now, in 2024, we have a new group of people called the Legacy of 24. And we are committed and ready to move forward together to forge a greater day here in Moncton as we strive to impact our community for Jesus Christ. Well, today we've picked out a few special worship songs that took place in 2024. I'm sure you'll remember what you hear, and it's just going to be so fun to look back on the worship songs that we have sung together. And then I have a 20-minute message that I'm going to share with you. So I hope that you will watch throughout and worship Jesus and enjoy this final service. Even though we are online, we are still together. We're united in Christ. Enjoy the first worship song.
Would you clap with us? Let's continue to celebrate together. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? I see lightning, I hear thunder. There's something stirring see, we wanna see, we wanna see Jesus lifted high. We wanna see, we wanna see, we wanna see Jesus lifted high. We wanna see, we wanna see, we wanna see Jesus lifted high. We wanna see, we wanna see, we wanna see Jesus lifted high. If you guys know the actions for the next one, join in with us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. When you sing this out, Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Singing, worthy is your name.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. Mama told me just believe. Build your life on one true thing. A foolish man built on the sand. A house like that won't ever stand. Winds will rage and storms will end. I'm gonna be a different man upon this rock. Hell don't stand a chance. Heaven's got my back. This house is built to last. Upon this rock, my hope and confidence, my strength and soul defense. My faith was built for this.
Lately I've been losing sleep, wide awake and counting sheep. No lullaby can bring me peace. I know the one who calms the sea. Yeah, I know the one who rescues me upon this rock.
verse with us? Brick by brick, day by day, building your story. Grace to grace, strength to strength, all for your glory. Brick by brick, day by day, building your story. Grace to grace, strength to strength, all for your glory.
Well, I hope you've been enjoying the online service so far. Hey, I have a question for you this morning. And that is, would you raise your hand at home if you have said at least once during this year of 2024, I wish I had more energy. I wish I had more energy. I'm sure you have said that many times this year. You know, we can buy energy. There's a whole lot of options for us. Energy drinks are big business. They have been a big buzz for a long time. Have you ever had one of these before? I mean, they're going to make you feel like you have just been shot right out of a cannon for a time. I remember when Red Bull came out, kind of the first energy drink, about 20 years ago. And I was taking grade 6 students to Toronto for a year-end trip, and it was back in the day when we would drive 15-passenger vans. And we would drive through the night, and of course we needed to stay alert, and so I remember stopping at an Irving Big Stop and picking up a Red Bull. And of course, I always needed to have a co-pilot, and it was a really big deal to be the co-pilot and to be able to hang out and talk to these students. And so one grade 6 student named Greg, I bought him his first Red Bull, and he drank it all, and he was a great co-pilot. It was wonderful conversation, and we made it through the trip. Well, when we got home from the trip, somehow as he was recapping his story, the topic of Red Bull came up. Well, his mom was not too pleased with me that I had given him his first Red Bull. But oh boy, he had that as a badge of honor. It was a trophy in his room. Some of you have wondered silently this year as you've met our new pastor, our new executive pastor, Kevin Matthews. What energy drink does Pastor Kevin use before his sermons to be as excitable as he is with this kind of face? Well, I'm not sure which one he drinks or if it's au naturel. But despite energy drinks being a big thing, coffee is still the nectar of choice for so many people to get their morning energy. Raise your hand at home if you've already had your morning coffee. Well, the point here at the beginning is that you can buy short-term energy. You might say, well, where am I going with this one this morning? Well, the end of the year is a perfect time to talk about goals and New Year's resolutions. But don't worry, I'm not going to do that sermon today. You've heard that type of message before. Today, I want to talk about energy. Because if you do not have enough energy, if you don't know how to leverage the energy that you do have, if you don't use the energy for the right purposes, then your goals and New Year's resolutions have zero hope of ever happening. So the topic today really is a preparatory step that is essential before you begin making your goals and thinking about 2025. And come on, 2025 is so exciting, isn't it? Well, we've got life. It's a gift, and we get to be alive for 2025, and you are on this planet for a reason. You are here to make a difference. Some of you need to hear today that your life has intention, and you are here to do something significant in 2025. God created you, and therefore your life matters. So I've titled this very short talk this morning, Energy for 2025. I absolutely love going on trips. I know you do as well. And almost the moment that a trip comes to an end, I'm looking ahead to the next adventure and I'm going about the steps to plan the next trip. And what I have found is that my productivity and my energy level goes way up when I have something to look forward to. Have you found this as well for you? About 3 weeks before the trip, you know that you just have so much to get done. And those things that have been on your list, you start to cross them off and it feels so good. You feel energized to get things done. And if you've ever stopped and wondered, why does this actually happen? It's because you have purpose. I have a longtime mentor, Pastor Buckingham, and some of you know him. He's 85 now and still going strong. And he has this saying that has always stuck with me, and it goes like this: life is not found in pleasure, but life is found when you have a passion for a purpose. And you see, there is energy when you have a purpose. Now, you may say, that's all well and good, Pastor, but I don't feel so energetic right now at the end of December. After all the Christmas celebrations that have happened, the 5 Christmas Eve services that have taken place, the visits with family, and now you have New Year's parties and celebrations looming. And you may be feeling like your energy tank is quite low right now. And if you're real honest, and if we were to sit down and chat, we would agree that our energy levels are like a roller coaster throughout the year. Sometimes there's some brief highs and then there's some real dips, isn't there? So back to the original question. How do I gain more energy because I always wish that I had more? Well, what are we talking about when we talk about energy? Well, here's the definition. The definition is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Some people like to hear definitions by hearing what the opposite of energy is, and that is lethargy, the feeling of being lethargic or weak, and apathy. And I'm sure you are familiar with both feelings. They're the polar opposites of each other. And there's 3 questions that I want to speak into in our brief time today. Here's the 3 questions I want to look at as we prepare for our 2025 personal goals. The questions are this: how will I first replenish and increase my energy? That's the first question. Then we'll move to, how do I choose the time of day to focus my energy? And then how do I use my energy on the right purposes? So let's go to number 1. How do I replenish or increase my energy? Well, as you think about 2025, the very best thing that you can offer your family and yourself is your energy. And there's simple things that will replenish or increase our energy, yet we tend to not do them. First, there's some foods that God has given us to increase our energy. He created the foods. Many of us just don't make it a habit to actually eat them very often, do we? Especially this time of year. Well, it's the whole foods. It's this combination of fiber and protein that's going to give us sustained energy. It's meant to. Think sweet potatoes and bananas and apples and nuts and seeds and leafy greens and eggs and plenty of water. You know what? You know this. My 10-year-old knows this. But we so often settle for all the other stuff, don't we? God has also given us sleep. The right amount of sleep is about 7 to 9 hours, and it provides you fresh energy each day. It's so simple, yet we fight against it, don't we? And we don't want to go to bed. God gave us not just food, not only sleep, but He's given us nature. And we get to replenish when we're in nature. It just does something for us. And then quiet chair time. God adds energy to us when we spend time with Him. Of course, having a hobby and fun and laughter, exercising regularly, all helps. And then we were talking about work, getting that most important part of your work done first in your day. That also provides you energy because there's a sense of accomplishment opposed to the drain of procrastination. I'm telling you, if you implement any of these three things from the list that I just shared, watch what happens to your energy as a result. Question number 2. How do I choose the time of day to focus my energy? Well, we've all heard about time management, but have you heard about the term energy management? I want to take you to a part of a book that I've been reading. It's by Carey Nieuwhof called At Your Best. While we have 24 equal hours in a day, not all hours feel equal or produce equally. Leveraging your energy is where the exponential returns begin. Doing your best work while you have your best energy significantly boosts the quality of your work and the quantity of your work. You see, basically, what Carey is saying here is that bringing your best to your most important tasks, that's when to focus your energy. That's when to get it done. But some of us are trying to do the most important things in our day at the wrong time. I was trying to think of an example, and in my life, I was always frustrated with the fantasy of bedtime with my kids. Let me explain. You've seen the movies and the TV commercials that paint this perfect evening. It's bath time with perfect bubbles and giggles with your kids there and soft pajamas, sliding into that perfectly made bed that has fresh sheets. And there's a parent that's reading a Bible story to the little one, and the child is falling off to sleep as you stroke their clean hair. And you flick the light off, and you kiss the forehead of that child, and you exit the room. Can I just say, that was not bedtime in our home. No, more for me, I'm waking up at 2 a.m., half off the bed because I've fallen asleep with my child, and then I'm having to do the army crawl on my stomach to get out of the bedroom and make sure I don't wake them up again. And then I get in my bed, and then I'm wide awake and I can't sleep. Oh, it was not what the TV commercials tell us. Well, there would be very little argument over what the three most important things are in our lives. We pretty much have this in common. Our time with God, our family, and our personal health. Yet we so often bring our final drops of energy to those three most important things. Think about it. And we only have a few hours each day that are our most productive. And so as you plan for 2025, how about thinking through your energy management? And for more on that way of thinking, there's a whole book on it. It's called At Your Best by Carey Nieuwhof, and he's a pastor in Ontario, and I've really enjoyed that book. Question number 3. How do I use my energy on the right purposes? Now, if I were to take a quiz and ask you, is there a Bible verse that talks about energy? You'd likely not have many come to your mind because energy doesn't sound like a very spiritual word. But listen to one of the most influential missionaries His name is Paul. He took the most important message of Jesus to many different countries, and he writes about his sense of urgency, about his drive, about his intention. Colossians 1:29. Here it is. That is the substance of our message, Paul writes. We preach Christ, warning people not to add to the message. We teach in a spirit of profound common sense so that we can bring each person to maturity. To be mature is to be basic. Christ, no more, no less. That's what I'm working so hard at day after day, year after year, doing my best with with the energy God so generously gives me. Now, another version, the NIV of the Bible, it says that Paul writes, I strenuously contend with all the energy Christ so powerfully works in me. And isn't it interesting that Paul attributes his sense of energy to the work of Jesus? Now, you'll remember that I said earlier that my mentor told me that a passion for a purpose will give you increased energy. Do you have a purpose? You see, if you're a Christ follower, our number one purpose in life is to represent Jesus Christ well. That our life would point people towards him as we live a life of worship to him. And that takes energy. And Paul's saying that Jesus within us actually energizes us. And that alone should give you such a passion that you're energized each day to wake up and represent him well, to spend time with God, to look forward to that, to love your family well with all the fruit of the Spirit, and to pursue personal health. And just to live with an overall thankfulness throughout the day for life. And could you honestly say, if you take a self-examination, could you honestly say, like Paul, that you are strenuously contending towards those purposes? What a great example Paul was. And I'm sure that we could all make a few adjustments in this new year. Now that all sounds well and good, but in your mind, there is pushback. And here's what the pushback is. You want to scream at your television or your computer or your phone right now, but I have to work, and that sucks the life out of me. I know that almost all have to work. And I know that for some of you, your job is very tough. In fact, you may say your job is very unrewarding or unfulfilling, and maybe you have a difficult boss thrown into the mix as well. And that all may be true. But I want you to remember this. Even when you have a job that takes energy from you, your job is not your entire life. It is not 24 hours of your day. And when you're not at work, what I'm saying is do your best to arrange your life so that you're doing things that replenish your energy, to invest in yourself. Do the things that align with your true purposes in life. And as this new year awaits, let today be a reminder of the ultimate priorities in your life, because so much competes for our precious energy every day. When we go to the words of Jesus, he was actually asked, what is most important, teacher? What's the most important commandment? Like, summarize everything down into a quote for us. And here's what Jesus said. The first in importance is, listen, Israel, the Lord your God is one. So love the Lord God with all your passion and your prayer and intelligence and your energy. And here is the second: love others as well as you love yourself. There is no other commandment that ranks with these. Some of you are in the practice of choosing one word for your year as a theme and something you can focus on. And after today, some of you may want to choose the word energy to remind you of the importance. And I want you to know that it's one of the greatest honors of my life to be part of this pastoral team here at Hillside. And as a team, we want to be cheering you on. That's why I wore this shirt today. As we strive to lead you and others to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. That is what Church Hillside is all about. And as you step into this new year of 2025, would you step into it with intention? Would you remember that you are not an accident? You are not insignificant. You are here on purpose. You're alive. God has an intention for you. Step into it with the focus and energy that reflects the depth of your calling, because you are a child of God. I look forward to seeing you in 2025.
But he brought me in, oh, his love for me, oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, you're against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. The sun sets free. Oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am.
Thanks, Dave, so much for your message today, and thank you for being online with us this morning. This has been tremendous. Church at home, we are so glad that you were able to join us. But we're getting all excited about next week. Let me be the first to wish you a very happy new year. And so, as we get ready for Sunday, January the 5th, know this, you need to start the new year off right. And so be ready to come on back 9:30 and 11:15, 2 services. You choose the time, but be sure and be here for the first Sunday of 2025. For the adults, we've got a brand new teaching series. You're going to find this so helpful. It's called Guardrails, and it's a fresh look at the 10 Commandments. You're going to learn to live in freedom with no regret. I can't wait to be a part of that series and to hear from you as to what you think of that teaching series. It's going to be helpful, and we want to see you here. But it's not just for adults. We've got some great things lined up for the kids as well. I can't believe it for the younger kids. We've got the launch. They've got a s'more day coming up on January 5th. The vibe is going to be happening. All the stops are being removed and all things are happening on Sunday, January the 5th. Will you plan now to be here with us in this new year? I also want to thank you for being with us and your faithfulness in giving throughout 2024. As we wrap up this year, you have another opportunity today, and then of course right through to including December 31st. If you can help us with our Christmas offering or just to continue to give to God through Hillside, that is greatly appreciated and needed as we try to hit some goals for this year and then as we look into the future as well. I want to just mention something that we don't often take much time to talk about, but if you do get those donations in before or on December 31st, you'll get a receipt for all of your donations throughout 2024 that you can use on your income tax coming up in April. Now, some people say, like, why bother, and what's the sense of that? I just want you to know that if you end up paying into your income tax, or you get a little refund and you wish you could get a bigger refund, if you've got income that you pay taxes on, that receipt that you get from the church will get you almost 47% of whatever you've given to the church back. And so a lot of people don't realize that. Man, you mean I get half of what I give to the church back, or at least half that I don't have to pay the government. It sends an incredible message to our government at a time when Canadian values, or so-called Canadian values, don't always reflect Christian values. It's a chance to say to the government that, man, we don't just give a little token or a tip. We really believe this. We're all in with the church, and we're happy to support it. And so the government then will give us the opportunity to get a little bit of a refund. If you want more information on that, I'd love to chat with you about that. And we have other people that can certainly help you. But let me encourage you that in these last few days of 2024, to get your giving all caught up, be a little more generous and just see what God's gonna do. Hey, again, can't wait to see you next week. We'll see you Sunday. Have a tremendous week. Enjoy some time with your family. God bless you. From all of us here at Hillside, thanks for being here.